Hi there, I'm Holly McCann, co-founder and a core steward of the Blue Ridge Foodshed Trust, where we are catalyzing an integrated living foodshed in the southern Blue Ridge region. Our bioregion is one of the most ancient and biodiverse in the world. The Blue Ridge Mountains are older than the Atlantic Ocean, dating back to 1.2 billion years ago. The Cherokee and their ancestors have hunted, fished, and farmed in this rugged mountain landscape since the end of the last ice age, 12,000 years ago. Well, at the end of September, our region was rocked by Hurricane Helene. But in the midst of heartbreak and devastation, that storm awakened something incredible here. It not only opened our eyes to how fragile our systems really are, but it activated this ancient mountain spirit with people coming together to take care of each other and the land. We have more than 900 small-scale family farms in our region. Already operating on thin margins, these farms have seen their purchasing outlets drastically reduced through increasing consolidation in the industry, recent state and federal funding cuts to local food purchasing programs in schools and Medicaid, and a large number of restaurant closures after the hurricane. While the ability of our farms to sell their food has decreased, the critical need for food has only increased. Western North Carolina traditionally has high rates of food insecurity, and that has gone way up since the hurricane. Our food banks and community resource hubs are overwhelmed with demand from so many people experiencing challenges to food access. Our systems are seriously broken when we have so many farms and ranches capable of producing large amounts of highly nutritious food on the verge of going under, while so many of our residents are starving. Food access is not only an issue for populations below the poverty line. We learned very quickly during Hurricane Helene that we are all just one major supply chain disruption away from being food insecure. Western North Carolina is experiencing systems collapse at an accelerated pace due to the compounding ripple effects from Hurricane Helene. And yet right now, perhaps more than anywhere else in North America, we have everything we need to create a bioregional foodshed with a self-sustaining local food economy. We already have in place the supply chain infrastructure, the land, the farms, and the relationships with highly talented food leaders and organizations. We just need one organization who is solely focused on getting all the players and the flows of capital moving together. One organization who's holding the vision of a localized food supply while also supporting and connecting each part of the foodshed. So we're organized as a public benefit corporation with a mission to localize our food supply to the greatest extent in the shortest time possible. We've established the Blue Ridge Foodshed Trust as a donor-advised fund to attract and distribute the philanthropic capital necessary to catalyze a regional food economy. Right now, life is calling us to transform from a fractured food system into a cohesive food shed, shifting from extractive practices that drive silos and competition into a regenerative ecosystem, as we come together in synergy and right relationship with each other and the land. And key leaders in each sector are stepping forward to be part of a Foodshed Stewardship Council. We're working with the powerful energy of money to catalyze a movement. By funding high-priority, high-impact collaborative initiatives that involve multiple stakeholders in our foodshed, we can inspire behavior changes and create the conditions for a thriving local food economy that's rooted in nature, applying living systems principles to align the flows of all forms of capital in synergy and wholeness. The vast majority of funds raised will flow into our donor-advised fund and out to collaborative foodshed initiatives. The way that the funds are distributed will be determined by the stakeholders involved in those initiatives. Our focus in Phase 1 is on the Farm Food Access Program, funding the purchase of local farm food for the delivery of prepared meals and produce boxes to community resource centers who then distribute this food to people in need across 6 counties for 6 months. This program is based on an 8-week pilot project that was funded by a $1 million grant from the American Red Cross in a collaborative initiative spearheaded by my co-founder, Andrea, shortly after the hurricane. Andrea has deep relationships in our community, having operated Mother Earth Food for the past 13 years in a food hub that has purchased over $9 million from local farms. The Farm Food Access Program builds on what we learned in the pilot and amplifies the impact through consistent standards for local food purchases and transparent tracking and reporting of data. With a $2.7 million investment in this program, every week for 6 months, we can serve 5,500 people in 6 counties who are experiencing challenges to food access. A full $1.5 million of that investment goes directly to local farmers, and $1.2 million goes to our local food hubs who know how to get that food where it needs to go. That means that 100% of the funds contributed stay right here in our region, which ultimately translates to $8 million reinvested into our local economy, a 3 times return to our region through a powerful multiplier effect. And that's only touching on the financial return. We will see far greater returns of impact to the health and well-being of our most vulnerable populations, the viability of our farms, and the strengthening of food security in our region. We are ready to activate this Phase 1 initiative immediately upon receipt of funds. We already have the organizations in place to activate Phase 2, which expands the Farm Food Access Program to all 18 counties in our region. Through our partnership with the WNC Food Systems Coalition, we have agreements from 10 food hubs spanning the region to deliver prepared meals and farm food boxes to community resource hubs. And through our partnership with Fast Roots, we have a transparent technology platform to identify needs, coordinate resources, and track impact with real-time, transparent, community-based data. In this Phase 2, we're projecting the ability to serve 16,500 people weekly across all 18 counties in Western North Carolina, return $4.4 million to local farms, and $3.6 million to local food hubs, all with an $8 million investment that returns $24 million to our local economy. And this Phase 2 project is also immediately scalable to the level of funding received. Phase 3 is focused on transitioning away from reliance on government and charitable funding by weaving in a broader diversity of local food purchasers within our Foodshed. That means supporting more schools, hospitals, and restaurants in purchasing from local farms and increasing the consumer demand for local organic food through storytelling and education. We have an incredible team of core stewards, regenerative food systems experts, and farmers with deep connections to this region. And we're incorporating the voice of the bees as a more than human being with a keen awareness of what's required for mutual thriving in our local food system. We have the ability to create a truly regenerative foodshed where the vast majority of food consumed in our region is produced here. We simply need the catalytic capital that will allow us to align all the pieces into an integrated food shed, beginning to turn the flywheel of a self-sustaining regional food economy. We invite you to be a part of catalyzing this evolutionary movement. At a make-or-break moment, this very special bioregion is ready to create its own localized food supply, with a model that can be replicated in other regions. Please reach out if you'd like to explore this opportunity or introduce us to others who may be excited to support this movement. We look forward to connecting with you and exploring what we could create together.